Okay, I've got the pump head hanging out. That's a good sign. So at least I know it comes out of this gap here. Now I've got to disconnect the one cable and the other cable got cut. And I'm going to see if I can refit the new one in the same way.
Good morning, people. It is Friday. Thank God it's Friday. It's Friday the 5th of June and I am feeling absolutely run down today. Hay fever has got the better of me and it's just bogged me down. How many of you guys suffer with hay fever and how do you cope with it? I'm currently on fexofenadine, 180 milligrams. I have been taking it twice a day just to try and give it a boost, and then from next week or this weekend I'll probably drop back down to once a day and just see how I get on. You'd think that with the heat wave gone and then we've had rain and stuff, it will dampen the pollen, but I just think once I've got it, it lingers for a while, and you can tell by the sound of my voice I'm sounding very bunged up and I'm feeling very drowsy today, which is not great because I've got a shunt pump to do on a 937, and the customer actually found my video on YouTube and she called me, and initially she said, oh, you're going to be too far, because I told her I'm based in Romford, but the job's in Ealing. It is far, it's taken me an hour and 20 minutes to get here, but I'm here to do it. And along with that, I'm going to give the boiler a full service as well. So I've got a G10 seal kit with me as well, and the one main thing about doing a shunt pump on a 937 is space, access. So the first thing I said to the customer was, can you send me a picture of the boiler? I just need to get an idea of the access. And thank God it's in an outbuilding and got loads of room underneath it. So I've been quite fortunate. This is only the third shunt pump I'll have ever done, and all three have had great access. So hopefully this one goes pretty smoothly. I'm going to try a little trick that one of you guys actually said on my last YouTube video. Who is it? Jason Whittle 5008. Where possible, I've left the body in and used a long flat screwdriver and hammer to tap the ridges on the brass nut just to change the head, cut the cables and reconnect it back up. I'm going to try that today because I've got space underneath the boiler. If I don't have to undo all of the copper connections and everything, if I can just change the head, because let's be honest, even when we change like a central heating pump, 9 times out of 10 you just change the head, because that's where all the action happens. That's where the electrics is, that's where the actual component is. The body is just a body for water to come in one way and exit out through the other. So if I can do that, I'm going to try it, and it might just be a new way of getting this job done quicker, maybe. Or I might regret it, and then I might just think I should have just done it the long way, because the long way usually ends up being the shorter way or the quicker way. But either way, we're going to get the job done. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to get started. I'm not going to do this as a how-to video because I've done 2 937 how-to videos. I'm just going to go in and I will either do a time lapse or I'll sort of bring you guys in as and when I'm doing certain bits, depending on which method I decide to go down. Now, if you haven't already and you're watching my videos and you haven't liked, maybe you haven't liked because you don't like the video, that's fine. But if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And whether you like the videos or not, subscribe. Because if you want to give me stick, you want to be subscribed so you can see when my videos come up, so you can give me stick. If you want to support me, please subscribe so that you can support me for free. But I'm going to go and do the shunt pump. And if you guys want anything from Unilight or any of the other brands that I'm affiliated with, the links to all discount codes that I have are in the description to this video and all my other videos. Friday, shunt pump. Let's get it done. Right, here we are. 937, and it's coming up with the fault code. Well, it did have it on it. If I go into the fault list, installer level, it's been coming up with the F81, F91 fault codes. F91, F81, F91, F81. So that is, let me delete those fault codes. That's going to be our shunt pump. So delete the fault codes, turn the boiler off. And yeah, like I said, I've got loads of room under the boiler and we're outside. And there's a drain right there as well. So this, oh look, they've got little drain point for the heating and everything all set up there. That's pretty good. So at least when it comes to draining this, I haven't got to worry too much. I'm going to see if my condense hose that I normally use for draining will actually reach right the way down. So yeah, first things first, let me get this draining and then we'll crack on. So yeah, this can happen on these where it airlocks. So you can see the water's only dribbling out. We want a better flow coming out of this. So I've got a hot tap open, and usually what I find, I've got to undo this to let air in. You hear like a glug. Then you want to close that back up again, but be careful because there is a fibre washer inside here that you don't want to drop out, because that's happened to me last time. You usually hear like a little glug and then it starts draining out better. I might need to get the wet back out or something to try and get this. Or actually, I need to see if I can get to the expansion vessel up there and maybe give that a pump up, and that might start getting the water out of the tanks. Here we go, it's going now. I've went and got my wet back and a few bits, but I can hear it now pulling air in from there. And if I open that, I'm going to get loads of water coming out of there. There we go. Listen to that now. Happy days. Now that's flying out. That's what I want to see. Cool. Right, let that drain out and then we'll get to work. Okay, we're all drained out. I've also replaced the fibre washer that goes in that plug there as well, because I don't want no leaks once we're filling up. Now, I'm going to try Jason's way first, because that's the body of the pump there. And I've got space. If I can do what he said and tap the ridges and basically loosen the pump head from the body, then that should drop out just from there. I mean, I'll give it a go. If it doesn't work, then obviously I'm going to do the usual that I was going to do anyway, which is obviously just start taking it apart. But there's no harm in giving it a go. If it doesn't work, then I'll just carry on as normal. All right, Jason, we are getting somewhere with your advice. So you can see, oh, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can just about see. So I don't know where it's focusing. You can see where the water's coming from. I've managed to tap it off. So now I want to see if I can get the pump head out from there. If I can, we're on to a winner. Okay, I've got the pump head hanging out. That's a good sign. So at least I know it comes out of this gap here. Now I've got to disconnect the one cable and the other cable got cut. And I'm going to see if I can refit the new one in the same way. Right, got the new pump head out, greased up and ready to go. Now, I've never done this method before, so I'm going to try it. I'm going to see if I can set the camera up, but I don't think it's going to be possible to have me filming while I'm doing it because of how tight just the general area is. But let me see if I can set you guys up somewhere. All right, let's give this a whirl. So I think the cables I need to be coming out the left-hand side. I'm going to try this, but I may need to move you guys out the way. But do you know what? I think I probably will move you guys out the way because I'm going to want the space to do this properly. But just to show you, that is how it goes in and comes out. So you just kind of get it there.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get right inside here, but I think you guys get the idea. You get the gist of it. So now let me get it done properly. I think I've got it done. New pump is in, and to get it tight, I actually just used the hammer and chisel again. There, hammer and chisel, just tap it tight. And what I've also done, the old one, I just sort of tighten it up in here so I can see how it looks like when it is tight, and that's exactly how it looks like in the boiler. So I'm hoping that's that. Now before I do all the wiring and stuff, I'm going to shut that off, recharge the expansion vessel, shut that off, and then put the water on and test that for any leaks. Somehow managed to get onto the vessel and just recharging that. Let's get rid of. There we go, look, there's more water coming out there now. I've already had a glug of water come out, but yeah, just get that all done. The fact that water came out there and not from the pump when I was recharging it, I think that seal's been good. So now put that all back together, turn the water on and test it. Right, squeaky bum time. If I see water dripping from there, I'm in trouble. That's why plumber's superstition, never disconnect the hose. I do have a hot tap open in the kitchen. What's dripping? Is something dripping? I can hear a drip, but nothing is dripping. Pump seems to be okay as well. I mean, I'm sure the water would have started flying out. Alright, let me go and shut the hot tap off in the house, let the tanks refill, and we'll check it all. That's the kitchen tap running. So that means, you know, the tanks are full. Nothing's leaking anywhere. Lucky hose has come off now because we are all good. And I'll tell you what, social media, wicked for knowledge and information. Jason, I would never have thought to do it that way if you hadn't dropped that one comment on my last video to say how you've done it. And this is what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. It's not about knowing it all. It's about putting your stuff out there. And this is why I started it as well, because people have different ways of doing certain breakdowns. As long as it gets the job done, there's no right or wrong way. Like Worcester PRVs, how many different ways are there? You can take the whole block off, you can take the right hand block out, you can take the pump out, you can cut the cold, whatever. Whatever gets the job done. This way, I haven't had to dismantle anything. All the pipe work is still in situ. Managed to get the pump head out. And I never would have thought of that if it wasn't for you, Jason. So shout out to Jason Whittle. Thank you very, very much for that advice. Saved me a lot of time and got the job done, achieved the same result ultimately. Just going to do the wirings, get all the connections back in. I've also got to do a full service on this board as well, so I'm not going to record that. Just going to get that done, 26.9 checks, and then start making my way back to ends.